Here's a crazy thought. What if your little side project could actually fund your retirement? Before you laugh that off, hear me out. There's a whole world of opportunity you might be missing. In the next few minutes, I'm going to open your eyes to the hidden potential in your side hustle. We're talking real strategies that could change your financial future. Curious? Let's dive in. The side hustle mindset shift. Let's talk about side hustles for a moment. You know, those little gigs we pick up to make some extra cash on the weekends or after work. Maybe you're doing some freelance writing, designing logos for small businesses, or even walking dogs in your neighborhood. It's a great way to pad your wallet, right? But here's the thing. What if I told you that your side hustle could be so much more than just a way to cover your Netflix subscription or save up for a new pair of shoes? Think about Sarah, a friend of mine who started doing some freelance writing on the side. At first, she was just happy to earn an extra $200 a month. It wasn't much, but it covered a nice dinner out with friends or a small shopping spree. Sarah didn't think much of it beyond that. She'd write a few articles here and there, cash her checks, and carry on with her day job. But then something interesting happened. Sarah stumbled across a podcast about turning side hustles into full-fledged businesses. At first, she was skeptical. After all, her writing was just a hobby, right? But as she listened, something clicked. The podcast host talked about the mindset shift needed to see a side gig as a potential wealth-building machine. This got Sarah thinking. What if she approached her writing differently? Instead of seeing it as just a way to make pocket money, what if she treated it like a real business? She started to imagine the possibilities. Could she scale up her writing? Could she find higher-paying clients? Could she create products around her writing skills? With this new perspective, Sarah started making changes. She created a professional website to showcase her work. She began networking with other writers and potential clients. She invested time in improving her skills and learning about different types of writing that paid more. The results were pretty amazing. Within a year, Sarah's monthly income from writing had jumped from $200 to $2,000. That's not just dinner money anymore. That's rent, savings, and investment potential. And the best part, Sarah was still doing what she loved, just with a different mindset. Now you might be thinking, that's great for Sarah, but my side hustle is different. And you're right, every side gig is unique. But the principle remains the same. Whether you're coding websites, selling handmade jewelry, or offering virtual assistant services, there's potential for growth if you shift your mindset. So, how can you start seeing your side hustle as a wealth-building machine? It starts with asking yourself some important questions. What skills are you offering? Who needs those skills? How can you provide more value to your clients or customers? Can you create products or services that scale beyond trading time for money? Let's break it down a bit. If you're a graphic designer, instead of just taking on one-off projects, could you create a suite of design templates that you can sell over and over? If you're a fitness instructor, could you develop an online course that reaches people beyond your local area? If you're a baker, could you write an ebook of recipes that becomes a passive income stream? The key is to start thinking bigger. Your side hustle isn't just about making a few extra bucks. It's about building a foundation for real wealth. It's about creating multiple income streams, developing valuable skills, and potentially even replacing your day job income, if that's what you want. But here's the catch. This mindset shift doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and often a bit of trial and error. You might need to invest some money back into your side hustle to help it grow. You might need to learn new skills or reach out to mentors for guidance. And yes, there might be setbacks along the way. The important thing is to keep that wealth-building mindset front and center. Every time you work on your side hustle, ask yourself, how can I make this bigger? How can I provide more value? How can I turn this into a real wealth-generating machine? Remember, many of today's successful entrepreneurs started with a side hustle. They didn't necessarily have grand plans at the beginning, but they were open to possibilities, willing to learn, and ready to put in the work to grow their side gig into something more. So take a moment to reflect on your own side hustle. What potential are you not seeing? What opportunities are you missing because you're thinking too small? How can you start treating your side gig like a real business, even if it's just for a few hours a week? Identifying your million-dollar skill. All right, let's talk about your million-dollar skill. You might be surprised to learn that you're already sitting on a gold mine without even realizing it. We all have skills. But here's the thing. Not all skills are equally valuable in the market. So how do you know if your skill can really make money? Let's break it down and look at some of the most in-demand skills for side hustles in 2023. Think about it. These are the skills that people are willing to pay good money for right now. Writing, graphic design, web development, and digital marketing are topping the charts this year. But there's also been a big jump in demand for skills related to artificial intelligence, data analysis, and social media management. Now let's talk numbers. If you're a freelance writer, you could be earning anywhere from $20 to $150 per hour. That's a pretty wide range, right? It all depends on your expertise and how complex the project is. But here's where it gets really interesting. If you specialize in something like technical writing, you could be looking at rates over $200 per hour. That's some serious earning potential. Graphic designers, you're in luck too. The going rate for your skills is between $25 to $150 per hour. And if you've got a knack for branding or user experience design, you could be at the higher end of that scale, potentially pulling in up to $200 per hour. Web developers, especially those who can handle full-stack development, are in high demand. Companies are willing to pay between $50 to $200 per hour for your technical expertise in building and maintaining websites. That's a reflection of just how valuable your skills are in today's digital world. But don't worry if you're not into coding or design. There are plenty of other skills that are becoming increasingly valuable. Take social media management and content creation, for example. Social media managers can earn between $15 to $75 per hour, depending on their experience and the platforms they're managing. And here's a field that's really taking off: data analysis. As businesses rely more and more on data-driven decisions, freelance data analysts are in high demand. They're earning between $30 to $150 per hour. That's a pretty sweet deal for being good with numbers and spotting trends. Now, let's talk about some unexpected skill markets. Virtual assistants and online tutoring might not be the first things that come to mind when you think about side hustles, but they're actually great options. Virtual assistants can earn between $15 to $50 per hour, while online tutors can charge $20 to $80 per hour based on their subject expertise. So, how do you figure out which of your skills has the most money-making potential? Here's a simple framework you can use. Start by taking a good look at your current job skills. What do you do day in and day out that others might be willing to pay for? Then, think about your hobbies and interests. You might be surprised at how these can translate into marketable skills. Speaking of hobbies, this is where a lot of people miss out. Many of us overlook our hobbies as potential moneymakers. But think about it. Crafting, photography, even gaming can be turned into profitable side hustles. That hobby you've been doing just for fun? It could be your ticket to some serious extra income. Let's use writing as an example. Maybe you write reports at work or you keep a personal blog. That skill could be worth anywhere from $20 to $150 per hour in the freelance market. Or if you're the go-to person for designing presentations at your job, that could translate into a graphic design side hustle, potentially earning you up to $150 per hour. Remember, the key is to identify the skills you already have and figure out how they align with what's in demand. Are you great at explaining complex topics? Online tutoring could be your thing. Love organizing and managing schedules? Virtual assistants might be right up your alley. And don't forget about those emerging fields. If you're fascinated by AI or have a knack for analyzing data, you could be looking at some of the highest earning potentials out there. The world of side hustles is constantly evolving, and staying on top of these trends can really pay off. Turning skills into scalable products. Now, imagine if you could take that skill you've just identified and multiply its earning power. What if instead of selling your time, you could package your expertise into a product that sells itself? This is where things get really exciting. Let's talk about turning your skills into scalable products. Here's the thing. Many side hustlers get stuck in the cycle of trading time for money. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour, but what if you could break free from that limitation? Think about it. Your skills are valuable, but they're limited by the hours in your day. That's why smart side hustlers are starting to package their expertise into digital products. These are things like ebooks, online courses, or even software that you create once, but can sell over and over again. Take Sarah, for example. She started as a graphic designer, creating custom logos for clients. She was good at it, but she could only take on so many projects. Then she had an idea. Why not create a set of customizable logo templates? Now, instead of spending hours on each logo, she sells her templates to hundreds of customers. She's making money even when she's not actively working. So, how do you make this transition from service provider to product creator? Let's break it down into steps. First, you need to identify your most marketable skills. What do people come to you for? What problems do you solve? Once you've got that nailed down, it's time to do some market research. What are people in your niche looking for? What are their pain points? Next, you'll want to develop a product that meets that demand. This doesn't mean you have to create a full-blown course or software right away. Start with what's called a minimum viable product, MVP. This is a basic version of your product that you can use to test the market. For instance, if you're a writer, you might start with a short ebook or a series of templates. If you're a coder, maybe it's a simple app or plugin. The key is to get something out there that people can use and give you feedback on. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds great, but how do I actually create these products? Well, it's all about understanding your target audience. Try conducting surveys or engaging with potential customers on social media. Their insights can be golden when it comes to developing and marketing your product. Let's look at another real-life example. There was a freelance writer who started out offering her services on platforms like Upwork. She was doing well, but she was always chasing the next gig. Then she had an idea. Why not create an online course about writing? She took all the knowledge she'd gained from her freelance work and packaged it into a comprehensive course. Now, instead of writing for one client at a time, she's teaching hundreds of aspiring writers and making money while she sleeps. But here's the thing. This transition isn't always easy. You might face a learning curve when it comes to product creation, marketing, and sales. It's a different ballgame from providing services. You might need to learn new skills or even invest some money up front. But remember, the potential payoff is huge. Once you've got your product, it's all about getting it in front of the right people. This is where marketing comes in. You might need to leverage social media, start an email list, or even run some ads. The goal is to reach as many potential customers as possible. Now, you might be wondering, is this really worth all the effort? Well, let me put it this way. By creating products that can be sold multiple times, you're breaking free from the hours for dollars trap. You're establishing a more sustainable income model. Instead of constantly chasing new clients, you can focus on improving and promoting your product. Think about it. What could you do with that extra time and income? Maybe you could finally take that vacation you've been dreaming about. Or perhaps you could invest in growing your business even further. Choosing your money-making platform. Now that you've got your skills identified and your product ready to go, it's time to tackle a crucial question. Where are you going to sell it? Choosing the right platform can make or break your side hustle success. Let's face it, not all online marketplaces are created equal, and picking the wrong one could leave you spinning your wheels without much to show for it. Think about it. You wouldn't set up a lemonade stand in the middle of a desert, right? The same principle applies to your online side hustle. You need to be where your potential customers are hanging out and where your skills or products can shine. Let's start by looking at some of the big players in the freelancing world. Upwork, for instance, is like the New York City of freelance platforms. It's huge, with over 12 million registered freelancers and 5 million clients. That's a lot of potential work. But here's the thing. With great opportunity comes great competition. It's like trying to get noticed in Times Square during rush hour. On the other hand, we have Fiverr. It's built on a different model where services start at just $5. Sounds great for buyers, right? But hold on a second. Fiverr takes a 20% cut of each transaction. That means if you're selling a $5 service, you're only pocketing $4. Those fees can really add up over time, especially if you're just starting out. Now, let's say you're more on the creative side. Maybe you're crafting beautiful handmade jewelry or vintage-inspired clothing. In that case, Etsy might seem like the perfect fit. With over 4.4 million active sellers and a whopping 81 million buyers, it's a bustling marketplace for unique items. But watch out for those fees. There's a $1.20 listing fee per item and a 5% transaction fee. If you're selling lots of low-priced items, those costs can eat into your profits faster than you might expect. But what if you're a designer? You might want to check out niche platforms like 99 Designs. It's specifically for creative professionals and operates on a contest model. Clients post their projects and designers submit their work. Sounds exciting, right? But remember, only one designer wins each contest, and the platform takes a cut of the winning designer's earnings. Here's a personal story that might help drive this point home. When I first started my side hustle, I was so excited to get going that I jumped on the first platform I heard about. I spent weeks crafting the perfect profile, uploading samples of my work, and sending out proposals. But after a month, I had barely made enough to cover a cup of coffee. What I didn't realize was that I had chosen a platform that was oversaturated with people offering the same services as me. I was a small fish in an ocean of talent, and I was getting lost in the noise. It wasn't until I did some research and switched to a more niche platform that things started to take off. So, how do you avoid making the same mistake? Well, it's all about doing your homework. When you're choosing a platform, you need to consider a few key factors. First, think about the fees. How much of your hard-earned money will you actually get to keep? Remember, it's not just about how much you can charge, but how much you'll take home after the platform takes its cut. Next, consider the audience reach. A platform might have millions of users, but are they the right users for your specific skills or products? It's better to have a smaller pool of potential clients who are actually interested in what you're offering than a vast sea of people who aren't. And don't forget about competition. On some platforms, you might be up against thousands of other freelancers offering similar services. How will you stand out? Sometimes a smaller, more specialized platform can actually give you a better chance of success. Here's something else to keep in mind. Your skills and your target market should guide your platform choice. If you're a tech whiz, Upwork might be a great fit. But if you're selling handcrafted goods, Etsy could be your golden ticket. Don't just go for the most popular option, go for the one that aligns best with what you're offering. One common mistake I see a lot of new side hustlers make is choosing a platform based solely on its popularity. They hear about a site that's hot right now and jump on board without considering if it's actually a good fit for their skills. This can lead to a lot of frustration and wasted time if the platform doesn't align with your expertise. Remember, the goal here isn't just to get your work out there. It's to get it in front of the right people who will value and pay for your skills or products. Sometimes that might mean looking beyond the big-name sites, pricing strategies for maximum profit. You've picked your platform, but hold on, we're not done yet. Let's tackle the elephant in the room. How much should you charge? It's a question that keeps many side hustlers up at night, but what if I told you there's a formula that can take the guesswork out of pricing? Let's talk about how to price your services or products in a way that attracts clients and maximizes your earnings. First things first, let's look at the different pricing models you can use. There's hourly pricing, where you charge for the time you spend on a project. Then there's project-based pricing, where you set a flat fee for the entire job. And finally, there's value-based pricing, where you charge based on the value your work brings to the client. Each of these models has its pros and cons, and the best choice depends on what you're offering and who your clients are. Now you might be wondering, how do I know what to charge? Well, a good place to start is by checking out what others in your field are charging. Take a look at industry standards and see how they align with your experience and expertise. But remember, this is just a starting point. You don't want to sell yourself short just because everyone else is undercharging. Here's a simple formula to help you calculate your minimum viable rate. Think about how much you want to earn in a year. Now, consider how many hours you can realistically work on your side hustle. Don't forget to factor in things like admin time and breaks. Finally, add in your overhead costs, things like software subscriptions or equipment. This formula helps ensure you're not just covering your expenses, but actually making a profit. Let's talk about the psychology of pricing for a minute. You might think that setting your prices low will attract more clients, but that's not always the case. In fact, pricing too low can make potential clients question the quality of your work. On the flip side, if your prices are too high, you might scare people away. It's all about finding that sweet spot where clients see the value in what you're offering. One of the biggest mistakes side hustlers make is undercharging for their services. Maybe you're worried about not getting any clients, or you're not confident in your skills yet. But here's the thing. If you don't value your own time and expertise, neither will your clients. It's okay to start a bit lower when you're just beginning, but don't get stuck there. As you gain experience and build up your portfolio, it's important to regularly evaluate your pricing strategy. Are you still charging the same rates you did when you first started? If so, it might be time for a change. Raising your rates can be scary, but it's a necessary part of growing your side hustle. Think about it. As you get better at what you do, you're providing more value to your clients. Your prices should reflect that. Value-based pricing is becoming increasingly popular among freelancers, and for good reason. Instead of focusing on the time you spend on a project, this model looks at the value your work brings to the client. For example, if your graphic design work helps a client land a big contract, that's worth a lot more than just the hours you put in. By aligning your price with the perceived value of your service, you can often charge more while still providing great value to your clients. Remember, pricing isn't a one-and-done deal. It's something you should be constantly evaluating and adjusting as your side hustle grows. Maybe you started out charging by the hour, but as you get more efficient, you might switch to project-based pricing. Or perhaps you began with a low rate to attract clients, but now you're ready to position yourself as a premium service provider, building a client base from scratch. Let's talk about building a client base from scratch. Here's the thing. When you're just starting out, finding clients can feel like an impossible task. You're stuck in this frustrating loop. You need clients to build a portfolio, but you need a portfolio to attract clients. It's enough to make anyone want to throw in the towel before they've even begun. But don't worry, I've got your back. Think about it. Everyone starts somewhere, right? Even the most successful freelancers once faced this exact same challenge. The key is to approach it with the right mindset and strategies. So, let's break down how you can land those first few gigs and start building your client base today. First up, let's talk about creating a simple but effective portfolio. You might be thinking, but I don't have any paid work to show. Here's a little secret. You don't need paid work to showcase your skills. Personal projects, volunteer work, or even mock-ups can do the trick. The goal is to give potential clients a taste of your capabilities and style. Remember, they're not just looking at what you've been paid for, they're looking at what you can do. Now let's dive into how you can use social media to attract clients without coming across as pushy. It's all about providing value. Share content related to your skills or industry. Maybe you're a graphic designer. Why not post some design tips or trends you've noticed? If you're a writer, share writing prompts or grammar hacks. This approach helps you engage potential clients organically. Before you know it, you might start getting inquiries and job offers from people who've been following your content. Networking is another crucial piece of the puzzle. You don't have to be a social butterfly to make this work. Start by attending local events related to your field. join online communities, and participate in industry-specific forums. These are great places to connect with potential clients and collaborators. Plus, building relationships in these spaces can lead to referrals down the line. Here's a strategy that's worked for many freelancers: offering services at a lower rate or even for free in exchange for testimonials or portfolio pieces. I know, working for free sounds counterintuitive when you're trying to make money, but think of it as an investment in your future success. These initial projects can help you establish credibility and attract paying clients later on. Let me share the exact steps I used to land my first 3 clients. It all started with email outreach. I crafted personalized messages highlighting my skills and how I could solve specific problems for each potential client. I made sure to do my research on each company or individual I reached out to. This approach shows that you're not just sending out mass emails, but that you've put thought into how you can help them specifically. Another smart move? Tap into your personal network. You might be surprised who needs your skills. Maybe your cousin's best friend is starting a small business and needs a logo. Or your former coworker's new company needs some help with their social media. Don't be shy about letting people know what you're offering. You never know where it might lead. Remember, persistence is key. Many successful freelancers started by taking on small projects or offering discounted rates. It's all about getting your foot in the door and building those initial relationships. As you gain experience and positive reviews, you'll be able to raise your rates and attract higher-paying clients. One last tip: consider creating a simple website or online portfolio. This gives you a professional online presence and a place to direct potential clients. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a clean, easy-to-navigate site that showcases your work and makes it easy for people to contact you. Mastering the art of upselling. You've built your client base, but are you maximizing your earning potential? Let's talk about a game-changing strategy that can boost your income without working more hours or finding new clients. It's called upselling, and it's about to become your secret weapon. Think about it. Most side hustlers are so focused on landing new clients that they overlook a goldmine right under their noses: their existing client base. But what if I told you that your current clients could be the key to doubling your income? It's time to unlock the power of upselling and take your side hustle to the next level. Upselling is all about offering additional services or upgrades to your existing clients. It's not just a clever sales tactic, it's a way to provide more value and solve problems your clients might not even realize they have. And the best part? It can significantly increase your overall income without requiring you to work more hours. Here's the thing. According to a study by the Harvard Business Review, increasing customer retention by just 5% can lead to an increase in profits of 25% to 95%. That's a huge potential boost to your side hustle income. But how do you tap into this potential? Let's start by identifying opportunities to offer additional services or upgrades. Think about your clients' needs and how you can provide more comprehensive solutions. For example, if you're a graphic designer, instead of just offering logo design, you could create a package that includes business cards and social media graphics. This not only increases the value of the sale, but also enhances client satisfaction. The key to successful upselling is to frame your additional services as solutions to problems your clients may not even realize they have. This approach makes your upsell feel less like a sales tactic and more like a valuable recommendation. Remember, you're not just trying to make more money, you're genuinely helping your clients achieve better results. One effective technique is the bundle approach. This is where you combine multiple services at a discounted rate. It's a win-win situation. Your clients get more value for their money, and you increase your average transaction value. Plus, it encourages clients to purchase more than they initially intended, enhancing their overall experience with your services. Let's look at some real-world examples of successful upsells in different industries. A digital marketing agency reported a 30% increase in revenue after training their team on upselling techniques. They focused on offering clients additional services that complemented their initial purchases. For instance, If a client hired them for social media management, they might suggest adding email marketing to create a more comprehensive digital strategy. Another powerful upselling strategy is to use client feedback to identify opportunities. By regularly checking in with your clients and asking for their thoughts, you can discover additional needs that you can address. This not only helps you increase your income, but also strengthens your client relationships. Now, let's talk about how to present upsells in a way that feels helpful, not pushy. The key is to focus on the value you're providing rather than the sale itself. Instead of saying, "Would you like to add this service for an extra $500? Try something like, "I noticed that adding this service could help you achieve your goals more quickly. Would you like to hear more about how it could benefit you?" Here's a personal story that illustrates the power of upselling. I once had a client who hired me for a basic website design. After discussing their business goals, I realized they could benefit from a more comprehensive digital presence. I suggested adding a blog and social media integration to their website. This upsell not only doubled my project income, but also provided the client with a more effective online strategy. The client was thrilled with the results, and I felt great knowing I had truly helped their business grow. Remember, upselling isn't about pushing services your clients don't need. It's about identifying genuine opportunities to provide more value. When done right, upselling can lead to happier clients and a more profitable side hustle. Time management secrets for side hustlers. You've mastered upselling, but now you're facing a new challenge: time. How do you juggle your day job, side hustle, and personal life without losing your mind? It's not about working more hours, it's about working smarter. Let's talk about some time management secrets that successful side hustlers use to maximize their productivity without sacrificing their sanity. First things first, it's time to identify and eliminate those sneaky time wasters in your routine. Think about your typical day. Are you spending too much time scrolling through social media? Or maybe you're getting caught up in endless email threads? These little time sucks can add up quickly, eating away at precious hours you could be using to grow your side hustle. Here's a quick exercise. For the next few days, keep a time log. Jot down how you spend each hour. You might be surprised at how much time you're wasting on activities that don't contribute to your income or personal satisfaction. Once you've identified these time wasters, it's time to cut them out or at least reduce them significantly. Now let's talk about tools and apps that can help streamline your side hustle tasks. There are so many great options out there that can save you time and mental energy. For example, automating your financial tasks can be a game changer. Set up automatic bill payments and savings transfers. This not only simplifies your financial management, but also frees up mental space for more important tasks. Project management tools like Trello or Asana can help you keep track of your tasks and deadlines. Time tracking apps like Rescue Time can give you insights into how you're really spending your time. And don't forget about communication tools like Slack or Zoom for efficient client interactions. Setting realistic goals and creating a sustainable schedule is crucial for side hustlers. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of your growing business and overcommit to yourself. But remember, burnout is real, and it can derail your progress faster than you might think. Try this. At the start of each week, create a clear plan. Prioritize your tasks based on importance and urgency. Make sure you're allocating time not just for your side hustle, but also for your day job, personal obligations, and yes, rest and relaxation. It might feel counterintuitive, but taking breaks can actually boost your productivity in the long run. One effective strategy that many successful side hustlers swear by is the 24-hour rule for impulse purchases. When you're tempted to buy something that's not essential, wait a full day before making the purchase. This gives you time to really consider whether it's necessary and can help prevent unnecessary spending. Plus, it frees up more of your hard-earned money to reinvest in your side hustle. Speaking of money, let's talk about a smart way to manage your finances that can save you time and stress. Many successful side hustlers set up automatic transfers for their savings and investments. This set-it-and-forget-it approach ensures that you're consistently saving and investing without having to think about it every month. It's a simple step that can have a big impact on your financial health and free up mental energy for your side hustle. Now, here's a strategy that might seem counterintuitive at first. Outsourcing. Yes, spending money to save time. But hear me out. If there are tasks that are necessary but time-consuming, like cleaning your house or grocery shopping, consider outsourcing them. This allows you to buy back your time and invest it in your side hustle. Remember, your time is valuable, and sometimes it makes sense to pay someone else to do tasks that don't directly contribute to your income. Let me share a quick case study with you. There was a side hustler who was struggling to balance her full-time job, her growing freelance business, and her personal life. She felt like she was always working, but never getting ahead. Then she made some changes. She automated her finances, set clear boundaries around her work hours, and started outsourcing some of her household tasks. The result? Her productivity skyrocketed, her stress levels dropped, and she finally felt like she had a handle on both her business and her life. Remember, effective time management isn't about squeezing more work into every minute of your day. It's about making conscious choices about how you spend your time and energy. It's about working smarter, not harder. Automating your side hustle. Let's talk about taking your side hustle to the next level. Imagine waking up to find your business has been making money while you slept. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, with the power of automation, it's not just possible. It's becoming essential for side hustlers who want to level up. As your side hustle grows, you might find yourself drowning in tasks. There are only so many hours in a day, and you can't keep working around the clock. That's where automation comes in. It's like having a personal assistant who never sleeps, handling all those repetitive tasks that eat up your time. Think about all the parts of your side hustle that feel like a never-ending to-do list. Sending invoices, scheduling appointments, answering the same client questions over and over. These are all prime candidates for automation. By setting up systems to handle these tasks, you're freeing up your time to focus on what really matters, growing your business and serving your clients better. Let's look at some real-world examples of how automation can transform your side hustle. Imagine you're a freelance writer like Sarah. Instead of manually sending invoices to each client, you could use invoicing software that automatically bills your clients and even follows up on late payments. This simple change could save you hours each month and improve your cash flow. Or maybe you're a social media manager juggling multiple client accounts. Instead of logging in and out of different platforms all day, you could use a social media management tool to schedule posts in advance and monitor engagement across all accounts from one dashboard. This not only saves time, but also helps you maintain a consistent online presence for your clients without being glued to your phone 24/7. Here's the thing about automation. It's not just about saving time. It's about working smarter and scaling your business. A study found that businesses that implement automation can see productivity increases of up to 30%. For freelancers and small business owners, that could mean handling more clients or projects without burning out. But automation isn't just for tech-savvy side hustlers. Even if you're not a coding whiz, there are plenty of user-friendly tools out there to help you streamline your business. From email marketing platforms that send personalized messages to your subscribers, to project management tools that keep you on track with deadlines, there's an automation solution for almost every aspect of your side hustle. Let's talk about a real game changer, automating your client communication. Case studies show that freelancers who automate their client communication and scheduling can handle more clients simultaneously. This leads to increased income without a proportional increase in workload. Imagine being able to take on more projects or clients without feeling overwhelmed. That's the power of automation. Now, I'll be honest with you, setting up automation isn't always smooth sailing. I learned this the hard way when I first tried to automate my email responses. I set up a system that was supposed to send personalized follow-ups to potential clients. But I didn't test it properly, and for a whole week it was sending out emails with the wrong names. Talk about embarrassing. The lesson? Always test your automation before letting it loose on your clients. But don't let my mistake scare you off. The benefits of automation far outweigh the potential hiccups. Freelancers who utilize automation report feeling less overwhelmed and more in control of their business. This can lead to better decision-making and overall satisfaction with your work. Plus, the time you save can be reinvested into improving your skills, finding new clients, or even taking a well-deserved break. Here's another smart money move: using automation to manage your finances. You could set up automatic transfers to your savings account or investment portfolio every time you get paid. This way, you're consistently building your wealth without having to remember to do it manually each time. Remember, the goal of automation isn't to replace the personal touch in your business. It's about handling the repetitive tasks so you can focus on what you do best. Whether that's writing killer content, the power of reinvestment, designing beautiful websites, let's talk about a game-changing strategy that could take your side hustle to the next level. You've been working hard, and you're starting to see some cash flow from your efforts. That's fantastic. But here's the thing. What you do with that money can make all the difference in turning your side gig into a real wealth-building machine. Think about it. When you get that first paycheck from your side hustle, it's tempting to treat yourself or use it to pay off some bills. And while there's nothing wrong with rewarding yourself for your hard work, successful side hustlers know that reinvesting in their business can lead to exponential growth. So, what exactly do we mean by reinvestment? It's simple: taking a portion of your profits and putting them back into your business to help it grow even more. It's like planting seeds that will grow into a lush garden of opportunities. Now you might be wondering, is reinvestment really that important? The short answer is absolutely. In fact, studies have shown that businesses that reinvest a portion of their profits can see growth rates of up to 30% annually. That's not just a little boost. That's the kind of growth that can transform your side hustle into a thriving business. But here's where it gets really interesting. Reinvestment doesn't always mean spending a ton of money. Even small, strategic investments can have a big impact over time. For example, setting aside just $100 a month for marketing or skill development can lead to increased client acquisition and higher income levels down the road. Let me share a personal story. When I first started my side hustle as a content creator, I was excited to see any money coming in. But instead of spending it all, I decided to reinvest $100 each month. I used that money to upgrade my video editing software, invest in a better microphone, and take an online course on SEO. At first, it didn't seem like much, but over time, the quality of my content improved dramatically. I started attracting more viewers, which led to more sponsorship opportunities. Within a year, my monthly income had quadrupled. That $100 monthly investment paid off in ways I couldn't have imagined. Now, you might be thinking, that's great, but where should I be reinvesting? Great question. There are several areas where reinvestment can have a big impact. 1. Marketing. This could mean investing in social media ads, creating better promotional materials, or hiring a part-time marketing assistant. 2. Technology. Upgrading your equipment or software can make you more efficient and improve the quality of your work. 3. Skill development. Taking courses or attending workshops in your field can help you offer more value to your clients and potentially charge higher rates. 4. Product development. If you're selling products, reinvesting in new designs or improving existing ones can attract more customers. 5. Customer service. Investing in tools or systems to improve your customer experience can lead to more repeat business and referrals. The key is to create a reinvestment plan that outlines specific areas for reinvestment. This structured approach can help ensure that your profits are used effectively to drive growth. But here's something important to remember. Reinvestment isn't just about immediate returns. It's about building a foundation for long-term success. By prioritizing reinvestment, you're creating a cycle of growth that enhances your business's resilience and adaptability in changing markets. Think of it this way. Every dollar you reinvest is like a vote for your future success. It's you saying, I believe in this business, and I'm willing to bet on its potential. Now I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but I'm barely making any money from my side hustle yet. How can I reinvest? That's a valid concern, but remember, even small reinvestments can make a big difference. If you're just starting out, maybe you can only reinvest 10% of your earnings. That's okay. Start small and increase your reinvestment as your income grows. The most important thing is to start thinking about your side hustle as a business with real potential for growth. When you shift your mindset from extra cash to growing business, you'll start making decisions that support long-term success. Navigating the tax maze. Shifting gears from growth strategies to a less exciting but equally important topic, taxes. Here's a surprising fact. Many side hustlers are overpaying by hundreds, even thousands of dollars each year. Let's make sure you're not one of them. When you're caught up in the excitement of growing your side hustle, it's easy to forget about taxes. But ignoring them can lead to some serious financial headaches down the road. The truth is, understanding your tax obligations is just as crucial as nailing your pricing strategy or finding new clients. Let's start with a basic but often overlooked fact. Your net income isn't the same as your gross income. Taxes will take a bite out of your earnings before you ever see them. This is why it's so important to set aside money for taxes as you go. A good rule of thumb is to save about 25 to 30% of your income for tax purposes. This might seem like a lot, but trust me, it's better than getting hit with a huge tax bill you can't afford come April. Now, let's talk about something more exciting, deductions. Did you know that as a side hustler, you might be eligible for some pretty sweet tax breaks? Things like home office expenses, equipment purchases, and even business-related travel costs can often be deducted from your taxable income. But here's the catch. You need to keep detailed records of these expenses. It's not enough to just remember that you bought a new laptop for your freelance work. You need to save the receipt and note how you use the laptop for your business. Speaking of record keeping, this is where a lot of side hustlers trip up. Not keeping accurate records of income and expenses is one of the biggest tax mistakes you can make. It can lead to underreporting income, which the IRS doesn't like, or missing out on deductions, which your wallet doesn't like. The good news is, there are plenty of accounting apps and software options that can make this process a breeze. Find one that works for you and use it consistently throughout the year. As your side hustle grows, you might want to consider forming an LLC. This isn't just about sounding more professional. It can actually provide some serious tax advantages and protect your personal assets. It's not the right move for everyone, but it's definitely worth looking into as your income increases. Now let me share a personal story. A few years ago, I made a huge tax mistake that cost me $2,000. I had been so focused on growing my side hustle that I completely forgot to make estimated tax payments throughout the year. When tax time rolled around, I was hit with a massive bill plus penalties. Learn from my mistake. If you expect to owe more than $1,000 in taxes for the year, you need to make quarterly estimated tax payments. Let's talk about another common oversight, the self-employment tax. Many side hustlers don't realize that on top of income tax, they also need to pay self-employment tax, which covers Social Security and Medicare contributions. This is typically about 15.3% of your net earnings. It's a significant chunk, but remember, you're essentially paying both the employer and employee portions of these taxes. Here's some good news though. The IRS offers a deduction called the Qualified Business Income Deduction, which can be a real game changer for self-employed individuals and small business owners. It allows you to deduct up to 20% of your qualified business income. This is definitely something you'll want to look into. As your side hustle income grows, tax planning becomes even more crucial. You might find yourself in a higher tax bracket, which means you'll need to be even savvier about deductions and tax-saving strategies. This is where working with a tax professional can really pay off. They can provide tailored advice based on your specific situation and help you make smart decisions throughout the year, not just at tax time. Scaling your side hustle. Let's talk about scaling your side hustle. You've put in the work, and your business is growing steadily. But now you're facing a new challenge. How do you take it to the next level? Many side hustlers hit a plateau and struggle to grow further. It's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter. Think about it, scaling isn't just about doing more of what you're already doing. It's about finding ways to multiply your impact and income without multiplying your time investment. This is where many side hustlers get stuck. They're so used to the hustle that they don't realize there's a whole new game to play. So, how do you know when it's time to scale? Look for signs like increased demand for your services, consistent income growth, and the ability to handle more clients without compromising quality. If you're turning away work or feeling constantly overwhelmed, that's a good indicator that it's time to think bigger. But here's the thing. Scaling isn't without its risks. Common pitfalls include overextending your resources, failing to maintain quality control, and neglecting customer service as your business grows. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of growth and forget about the fundamentals that got you here. Let's talk strategy. One smart move is to hire help to manage increased workload. This could be a virtual assistant to handle admin tasks or a specialist to take on some of your client work. Another option is to automate repetitive tasks. There are so many tools out there that can save you time and mental energy. Expanding your service offerings is another great way to scale. Think about how you can attract a broader client base. Maybe you're a freelance writer who could start offering content strategy services, or a graphic designer who could branch out into branding packages. Here's an interesting trend. Many freelancers are finding success by transitioning from service-based work to product-based offerings. This could mean creating online courses, digital products, or even physical products related to your expertise. It's a way to break free from the time for money trap and create scalable income streams. Let me share a personal story. When I decided to scale my own side hustle, I made 3 key decisions that really paid off. First, I invested in automating my financial processes. This saved me hours of time each week and reduced the mental load of managing a growing business. Second, I focused on marketing strategies that effectively reached my target audience. This led to increased visibility and more client acquisitions. Finally, I created a clear roadmap for scaling, with specific growth targets that I assessed regularly. These decisions weren't easy, and they required some upfront investment of time and money, but they laid the foundation for sustainable growth. It's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter and setting yourself up for long-term success. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes to avoid when scaling your side hustle. One big one is trying to do everything yourself. As your business grows, you need to learn to delegate and trust others to handle some tasks. Another mistake is neglecting your existing clients in pursuit of new ones. Remember, it's often easier and more profitable to sell more to your current clients than to constantly chase new ones. Scaling too quickly without the right systems in place is another pitfall. It's tempting to say yes to every opportunity, but if you can't deliver quality consistently, you'll damage your reputation. Take the time to build solid processes and systems before you start expanding. One often overlooked aspect of scaling is the importance of networking and building relationships within your industry. Many freelancers who've successfully scaled their businesses emphasize how crucial these connections were to their growth. Join professional organizations, attend industry events, and engage with others in your field. You never know where your next big opportunity might come from. Building a brand that stands out. You've been working hard on your side hustle, but do you ever feel like you're just another face in the crowd? Here's something to think about. Freelancers with a strong personal brand can charge up to 50% more than those without one. That's right. Your brand could be the key to unlocking higher rates and attracting more clients. Let's talk about how to make your side hustle stand out in a sea of competition. Think about it. In today's crowded market, your skills alone aren't enough. You need a brand that speaks volumes before you even say a word. Building a standout brand isn't just about looking good, it's about creating a powerful client magnet that sets you apart from other side hustlers. So, what exactly is a personal brand? It's more than just a logo or a catchy tagline. Your brand is the total package. It's how you present yourself, the value you offer, and the unique perspective you bring to your work. It's what makes clients choose you over everyone else. Let's start with the foundation, your unique value proposition. This is the special sauce that makes your side hustle different from all the others. Ask yourself, what do I offer that no one else does? Maybe it's your unique combination of skills, your approach to problem solving, or your specialized knowledge in a particular area. Whatever it is, that's what you need to shout from the rooftops. Once you've nailed down your unique value, it's time to communicate it consistently across all platforms. This is where many side hustlers stumble. They have one personality on Instagram, another on LinkedIn, and a completely different vibe on their website. But here's the thing. Consistency builds trust and recognition. Your brand should feel the same no matter where clients encounter it. Let me share a quick story about a graphic designer who got this right. She decided to showcase her work on Instagram, focusing on her unique style of minimalist logo design. By consistently sharing her process, insights, and finished projects, she saw a 50% increase in client requests within just 3 months. That's the power of a strong, consistent brand. Now let's talk about a common branding mistake that many side hustlers make, one that I made myself early on. I thought that simply putting my work out there was enough. I didn't engage with my audience or show my personality. As a result, I struggled to build meaningful connections and potential clients didn't get a sense of who I was beyond my portfolio. The fix? I started actively interacting with my followers and clients. I shared behind-the-scenes glimpses of my work process, responded to comments, and even hosted live Q&A sessions. This shift in approach helped me build stronger relationships and a more loyal client base. Remember, your brand isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are and how you connect with others. Here's a smart money move for building your brand. Focus on your niche. Instead of trying to appeal to everyone, zero in on your target audience. Develop a clear message that resonates with them. Then, consistently share valuable content related to your expertise. This could be tips, industry insights, or even your thoughts on current trends in your field. Let's look at some practical steps you can take to start building your standout brand. 1. Define your unique value proposition. What makes you different from other side hustlers in your field? 2. Create a consistent visual identity. This includes your logo, color scheme, and the overall look of your online presence. 3. Develop your brand voice. How do you want to sound in your communications? Professional, friendly, authoritative? 4. Share your expertise. Create content that showcases your knowledge and helps your target audience. 5. Engage with your audience. Respond to comments, participate in discussions, and build relationships. 6. Be authentic. Let your personality shine through in your brand. Clients want to work with real people, not faceless businesses. Remember, building a strong brand takes time and effort, but the payoff can be huge. A well-defined brand strategy can lead to a 20% increase in customer loyalty and a 30% increase in sales. That's a significant boost for any side hustle. Now, let's talk about the mindset shifts that separate successful side hustlers from those who struggle. One of the biggest shifts is viewing your work as a business rather than a hobby. This change in perspective influences how you approach branding and client interactions. When you see yourself as a business owner, you start thinking strategically about your brand and how it can help you achieve your goals. Leveraging social media for growth. Think social media is just for sharing memes and vacation photos? Think again. For side hustlers, it could be the difference between struggling and thriving. But here's the catch. Most people are doing it all wrong. Let's talk about how to cut through the noise and turn your social media into a client magnet. First things first, let's address the elephant in the room. Social media can feel overwhelming, especially when you're trying to use it for your business. But here's some good news. 73% of marketers say their social media efforts have been somewhat effective or very effective for their business. That's a pretty encouraging statistic, right? Now you might be wondering which platform is best for your side hustle. Well, it depends on what you're offering. If you're in a visual field like graphic design or photography, Instagram is your new best friend. With over 1 billion monthly active users, it's a goldmine for showcasing your work. But don't discount other platforms like Facebook or LinkedIn. They each have their strengths. Let's talk about content. Creating posts that attract your ideal clients isn't about constantly promoting your services. It's about providing value. Think about it. What kind of content would your dream client find helpful or interesting? Maybe it's tips related to your field, behind-the-scenes glimpses of your work process, or even sharing your own learning journey. Here's a little secret. Consistency is key. Businesses that post regularly and interact with their audience see a 20% increase in engagement rates compared to those that don't. But don't panic. This doesn't mean you need to be glued to your phone 24/7. There are smart ways to manage your social media presence without it taking over your life. One strategy that's been working wonders for side hustlers is user-generated content. It's like word-of-mouth marketing for the digital age. When your clients share their experiences with your product or service, it carries a lot of weight. In fact, 79% of people say user-generated content highly impacts their purchasing decisions. So don't be shy about asking your happy clients to share their thoughts. Now let's talk timing. Did you know that posts made on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. receive the highest engagement? Of course, this can vary depending on your audience, but it's a good starting point. The key is to experiment and find what works best for your specific followers. Here's something that might surprise you. Businesses that invest in social media advertising can see a return on investment of up to 400%. That's huge. But before you start throwing money at ads, make sure you have a solid strategy in place. It's not just about boosting posts, it's about targeting the right audience with the right message. Let's look at a real-world example. A small graphic design firm implemented a targeted Instagram marketing campaign and saw their client inquiries increase by 300%. That's not just growth, that's explosive growth. They focused on showcasing their best work, engaging with their audience through stories and live sessions, and using relevant hashtags to increase their visibility. Speaking of hashtags, using them effectively can increase your post visibility by 12.6%. But don't just throw a bunch of random hashtags on your posts. Research which ones are most relevant to your niche and use them strategically. Remember, social media is all about building relationships. It's not just about promoting your services, it's about connecting with your audience, providing value, and establishing yourself as an expert in your field. When you approach it with this mindset, you'll find that clients start coming to you rather than you've mastered attracting clients, but are you still trading time for money? What if I told you there's a way to earn income without being chained to your laptop 24/7? It's time to explore the world of passive income, where your hard work pays off long after you've finished the job. Let's talk about how passive income can transform your side hustle. Imagine creating something once and selling it over and over again. That's the beauty of passive income streams. They allow you to make money without constant active involvement. It's like planting a tree. You put in the work up front, and then you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor for years to come. Now, you might be wondering what kinds of passive income products you can create. Well, the options are pretty exciting. Think about digital products like ebooks, online courses, or subscription services. These are things you can create once and sell repeatedly. For example, if you're a graphic designer, you could create a set of design templates that other designers or businesses can purchase and use. Or, if you're a writer, you could put together an ebook sharing your expertise on a specific topic. But digital products aren't the only way to go. Real estate investments can also be a great source of passive income. Imagine owning a rental property that generates monthly cash flow. While it might require some initial investment and occasional maintenance, it can provide a steady stream of income without you having to clock in every day. Let's look at a real-life example. There was this freelance graphic designer who was tired of constantly chasing new clients. She decided to shift gears and start selling design templates online. It took some time to create the initial set of templates, but once they were up for sale, she started earning money even when she wasn't actively working. This move allowed her to scale her business in a way that wasn't possible when she was only offering services. Another success story comes from a content creator. They took their expertise and developed an online course. After the initial work of creating the course content, they were able to generate significant income with minimal ongoing effort. The course keeps selling, even when they're not actively promoting it. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually sell these passive income products? Good question. Social media platforms and email marketing are your friends here. They're powerful tools for reaching your target audience. You can share snippets of your knowledge, give sneak peeks of your products, and build a community around your expertise. This not only helps you sell your products, but also establishes you as an authority in your field. But here's the thing. You don't have to do everything manually. There are plenty of automation tools that can help streamline your sales process. These tools can handle things like payment processing, product delivery, and even some aspects of customer service. This frees you up to focus on what you do best, creating valuable content and products. Now, I'll be honest with you. Creating a passive income stream isn't always smooth sailing. When I first started, I made plenty of mistakes. I remember spending months creating an online course, only to realize I hadn't done enough market research. The course didn't sell as well as I'd hoped because I hadn't properly identified what my audience really wanted. It was a tough lesson, but it taught me the importance of really understanding your market before creating a product. Another challenge many creators face is pricing their offerings effectively. It's common to undervalue your expertise at first. I certainly did. But remember, you're not just selling a product. You're selling the results and transformation that product can bring to someone's life or business. Don't be afraid to price your products based on the value they provide, not just the time it took you to create them. So, how can you get started on your passive income journey? Start by identifying your unique skills and knowledge areas. What do people often come to you for advice about? What problems can you solve for others? These are great starting points for creating passive income products. Remember, the transition from a side hustle to a full-time business doesn't happen overnight, but focusing on creating multiple passive income streams can provide the financial stability and freedom you need to make that leap. It's about working smarter, not harder. Networking for side hustle success. Let's talk about networking for your side hustle. You might think it's just for corporate types in suits, but here's the thing. Networking could be the secret ingredient that takes your side gig to the next level. Many side hustlers overlook this powerful tool, leaving money on the table. But don't worry, we're going to change that today. Think about it. Networking isn't just about handing out business cards at stuffy events. It's about building genuine connections that can lead to amazing opportunities. Did you know that 70% of jobs are found through networking? The same principle applies to growing your side hustle. It's not just what you know, but who you know that can make a big difference. Now I get it. You're probably thinking, I barely have time to work on my side hustle, let alone network. But here's the good news. There are smart ways to network that won't eat up all your free time. Let's explore some strategies that are perfect for busy side hustlers like you. First up, let's talk about leveraging social media. Platforms like LinkedIn aren't just for job seekers. They're gold mines for connecting with potential clients and collaborators. Take some time to polish up your profile, showcasing your expertise and the services you offer. Engage with posts in your industry, share your own insights, and don't be afraid to reach out to people you'd like to connect with. Remember, it's not about selling right away. It's about building relationships. Online networking opportunities have exploded in recent years, and they're perfect for side hustlers. Webinars and virtual conferences are great ways to connect with industry leaders and potential clients, all from the comfort of your own home. No need to travel or take time off work. You can expand your network during your lunch break or after hours. But networking isn't just about online connections. Sometimes the most valuable opportunities come from face-to-face interactions. A freelancer I know shared an amazing story. I landed my biggest client through a casual conversation at a coffee shop. It taught me that every interaction could lead to a new opportunity. This doesn't mean you need to strike up conversations with strangers all the time, but it does show the power of being open to connections wherever you are. Let me share a personal story that really drives this point home. Last year, I decided to attend a local meetup for entrepreneurs. I was nervous and almost talked myself out of going, but I pushed through the discomfort, and you know what? That single evening led to a collaboration that changed the trajectory of my side hustle. I met a web developer who was looking for a content writer to partner with on a project. We hit it off, joined forces, and ended up landing higher-paying clients and expanding both our portfolios, all from one evening of putting myself out there. Now let's talk about how to make the most of these networking opportunities. The key is to focus on building genuine relationships rather than just looking for transactional connections. When you meet someone new, don't immediately launch into a sales pitch. Instead, show genuine interest in their work and look for ways you might be able to help them. This approach fosters trust and can lead to referrals and repeat business down the line. Another great strategy is to join online forums or communities related to your side hustle. These can be gold mines for industry insights and potential collaborations. For example, a graphic designer I know started participating in a design forum. She shared her work, offered helpful advice to others, and within 6 months, she saw a 50% increase in client inquiries. The best part? Most of this networking happened during her downtime in the evenings. Remember, networking isn't just about finding clients. It's also about connecting with peers in your industry. These connections can provide valuable insights into industry trends and best practices. You might learn about new tools that can streamline your work or get tips on how to handle tricky client situations. This kind of knowledge can be just as valuable as a new client lead. So, here's your action plan for this week. Choose one networking activity to focus on. Maybe it's sprucing up your LinkedIn profile or finding a local meetup to attend. Whatever you choose, commit to taking that first step. You might feel a bit uncomfortable at first, but remember, every successful side hustler started exactly where you are now. Overcoming side hustle burnout. Let's talk about something that's been on my mind lately. Side hustle burnout. You know that feeling when your passion project starts to feel more like a draining second job? It's a real issue that many side hustlers face, and it can derail even the most promising ventures if we're not careful. Think about it. You've been putting in those extra hours after your day job, sacrificing weekends and pushing yourself to grow your side gig. But suddenly, you're feeling exhausted, irritable, and maybe even questioning why you started this journey in the first place. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Here's the thing. Burnout is a silent killer of side hustles, but it doesn't have to be the end of your entrepreneurial dreams. The key is to spot the warning signs early and take action before you hit that wall. So what should you be looking out for? Pay attention to feelings of chronic fatigue, increased irritability, or a noticeable dip in your productivity. These are your body's way of waving a red flag, telling you it's time to reassess and recharge. One of the biggest culprits behind side hustle burnout is overcommitment. We get excited about new opportunities and say yes to everything, forgetting that our time and energy are finite resources. This is where setting boundaries becomes crucial. Learning to say no to projects that don't align with your goals or that might overextend your capacity isn't just okay. It's necessary for your long-term success. But it's not just about managing your time, it's about managing your energy. This is a game changer that many side hustlers overlook. Instead of trying to squeeze more hours out of your day, focus on making the most of your peak energy periods. Maybe you're a morning person who can knock out 3 hours of focused work before breakfast. Or perhaps you hit your stride in the evening after the kids are in bed. Identify those golden hours and protect them fiercely. Self-care isn't just a buzzword, it's a vital part of maintaining a successful side hustle. Schedule regular breaks, make time for relaxation, and don't neglect your hobbies outside of work. Remember, you're in this for the long haul, and burning the candle at both ends isn't sustainable. Let me share a personal story that might resonate with you. A few months into my side hustle journey, I found myself working around the clock, answering client emails at 2 a.m., and constantly feeling like I was falling behind. I was on the fast track to Burnout City. That's when I decided to make 3 key changes that turned everything around. First, I set clear boundaries. I established specific work hours for my side hustle and stuck to them religiously. No more late-night email checks or weekend work unless absolutely necessary. Second, I prioritized self-care. I started blocking out time for exercise, meditation, and simply doing nothing, guilt-free. Finally, I automated my finances. This might seem unrelated, but the stress of managing money was taking up valuable mental real estate. Setting up automatic transfers for savings and bill payments freed up so much mental energy. These changes didn't just help me avoid burnout, they actually made my side hustle more successful. With clearer boundaries, I was more focused during my work hours. Prioritizing self-care meant I showed up with more energy and creativity, and automating my finances gave me peace of mind to focus on growth. Now let's talk about some practical strategies you can implement right away. Creating a structured routine can work wonders. Set specific work hours for your side hustle and create a dedicated workspace if possible. This helps you mentally separate your side gig from your personal life, making it easier to clock out when you need to. Another smart move is to automate as much as you can. Look for tasks that eat up your time but don't require your unique skills. Maybe it's social media scheduling, invoice generation, or email responses. There are tools out there that can handle these for you, freeing you up to focus on the high-impact activities that really move the needle for your business. Remember, your side hustle is a marathon, not a sprint. The most successful side hustlers view their projects as long-term investments in their future, not just quick ways to make extra cash. This mindset shift can help you make decisions that support sustainable growth rather than short-term gains at the cost of your well-being. The future of side hustles. Let's talk about something that might surprise you. The future of side hustles. You might think they're just a passing trend, but here's the thing. Side hustles are shaping up to be a major force in the way we work and build wealth. Think about it. The world of work is changing faster than ever. Remote work, flexible schedules, and the gig economy are becoming the new normal. But what does this mean for side hustlers like us? Well, it turns out a whole lot of opportunity. Did you know that by 2027, freelancers could make up half of the US workforce? That's right. In just a few years, 1 in 2 workers might be doing some kind of freelance or gig work. This shift is huge, and it's opening up so many doors for side hustlers. But it's not just about more people joining the gig economy. The types of side hustles are evolving too. We're seeing new opportunities pop up in areas we might not expect. For example, healthcare and education professionals are increasingly turning to side hustles to diversify their income. Imagine a nurse creating online courses about health and wellness, or a teacher offering virtual tutoring sessions. These kinds of side hustles weren't even on our radar a few years ago. Now, let's talk about technology. AI and automation might sound scary, but for side hustlers, they could be game changers. These tools can help us be more productive, reach more customers, and even create new types of products and services. Think about using AI to help write content, or automation tools to manage your client bookings. The possibilities are endless. But with all this growth comes challenges too. As more people start side hustles, the market gets more competitive. This means we need to get creative about how we stand out. Building a strong personal brand and finding your unique niche will be more important than ever. Here's something else to consider. The line between traditional jobs and side hustles is starting to blur. In the future, we might see more people blending full-time work with gig work or using side hustles as a way to test out new career paths. This flexibility could be a great way to build financial security and resilience against economic ups and downs. So what does all this mean for you and your side hustle? Well, it's time to start thinking long-term. Your side hustle isn't just a way to make extra cash. It could be your ticket to financial freedom in this new world of work. Here are some smart money moves to consider. 1. Stay adaptable. The side hustle landscape is always changing, so be ready to learn new skills and pivot when needed. 2. Embrace technology. Look for ways to use new tools and platforms to make your side hustle more efficient and reach more customers. 3. Build your brand. In a crowded market, a strong personal brand can help you stand out and charge premium prices. 4. Think about scalability. Look for ways to turn your services into products or use technology to serve more clients without working more hours. 5. Network, network, network. Building relationships in your industry can lead to new opportunities and collaborations. 6. Keep an eye on emerging markets. Be ready to jump on new opportunities as they arise. 7. Invest in your skills. Continuous learning will help you stay competitive and open up new income streams. Remember, the future of work is all about flexibility and multiple income streams. Your side hustle could be the key to building long-term financial security in this new landscape. It's not just about making extra money now, it's about setting yourself up for success in the years to come. Let's talk about the big picture here. Your side hustle isn't just a way to make some extra cash. It's your ticket to creating a life you love and achieving real financial freedom. Think about it. Every successful business out there started as someone's side project. They didn't necessarily have grand plans at the beginning, but they had hustle. As Gary Vaynerchuk puts it, without hustle, talent will only carry you so far. That's the secret sauce, folks. It's not just about having skills or great ideas. It's about putting in the work day after day to turn those skills into something bigger. So here's my question for you. What are you going to do with your $1 million side hustle? Because, make no mistake, that's what it could become if you approach it with the right mindset and dedication. Your side gig today could be your path to financial independence tomorrow.